What's up, Baz? This is Nas here, and I have, as you can see, my camera angle is completely different now. I'm trying something different. This is giving me actually better light on my face. Let me know in the comment section down below if this camera angle is better or you like the last previous one. Just let me know. But anyway, back to the point at hand. This is what's been going fucking on. Alright? I don't know what it is with today's technology, but why is it we can't get things straight? Why is it I'm on the phone for 35 minutes on hold with PlayStation Network supports just to be told that my system got corrupted due to the update you guys put out? Hey, explain that one to me. Why is it we are getting updates that are destroying phone? Why is it we're getting updates that are destroying phones? Fucking systems. Why is it there's this thing now called red ring of death, or blue screen of death, or black screen of death, or melting of death, or whatever else there is out there? Why is the systems can't be back to the old days? Remember back when we were little? I don't know about you guys who are my younger badasses, but back in the old days, we had this thing called a cartridge. Pretend this is the cartridge. This is what we did. And then we put it in, we push it down, and if it worked, we hit reset. Well, excuse me, if it didn't work, we hit reset. If it didn't work again, we hit reset. The biggest issue we have is hitting reset as fast as we can, and if that ended up not working, we hit the reset button too much, and then the screen popped up good, and then we hit reset, and then we're back to the green screen. That was our biggest issue back in the old days. Back on Atari, same thing. How many times you had to blow the cartridge? Back on the damn Super Nintendo, same thing. How many times you had to blow the cartridge? Every silicon system back in the old days was how many times you had to blow the cartridge, not call up support and wait half an hour. I've had plenty of game systems growing up. I've had everything from Atari until I moved out. What I had until I moved out? From Atari up to Nintendo Wii. Shut up, phone. From Atari up to Nintendo Wii. Never had a system crash on me. The biggest hindrances I ever had was, the disc getting scratched. That's normal. Stuff like that. The disc getting scratched, or back on the cartridges, if the little piece got bent when it fit in right. Those are understandable. But I never had a system just bug out on me. I don't understand it. Why is it? Why is it we are in 2016 right now, and we still getting our shit fixed? Why is it we are spending $300, $400, $500, $600 fucking dollars on a system when they first come out, just to get brought with bugs and more bugs, and then people having to send their brand new system in they just bought just to go get a fucking refurbished one? How the hell do you refurbish them after you just released the damn system? Explain that one. I can't remember what I was rambling about. I just went brain dead for a whole second. Oh yeah, get your shit fixed. We don't want the PlayStation 5 having to bug out and us send our systems in. We don't want the Xbox 720 or Xbox 2 or Xbox whatever the fuck Microsoft's going to call it next to be getting red ring of death within a week of buying it. Back in the old days, we didn't have any of this problem. I don't understand it. The best system ever fucking made, in my opinion, was the Sega. Why? Because everything they released was amazing. The Sega Game Gear came out in what, like 92 or some shit? It was like this big, but still. It took 6 AA batteries, but it had a screen that was about this. About the size of... It was a little bit smaller than this iPhone screen. But here's the thing. It had a brightness, and it had a backlight. Around that same time, Nintendo released the Game Boy. Nothing. Black and white. No color, no backlight. And then there was Game Boy Color. There was some color, not a lot of color. In all the older games, they had generic shit. Like Pokemon Red, everything was red. Pokemon Blue, everything was blue. Pokemon Yellow, everything was yellow. Pokemon Purple, everything was fucking green. Yeah, and then what? Oh, 2000 what? Like 3 or something? Game Boy Advance came out. What was it? A Game Boy Color turned sideways with the corners cut off, and still no backlight. Okay, so you went from this big thing, Game Boy, to this thing, but no backlight. Oh, but what did they do? They had attachments. They had this big stupid looking screen thing that was like a mirror that reflected light onto your screen so you could see it. They also had a stupid little reading book lamp thing you clip to the back of your system, and it was this little light that went onto your Game Boy. But here's the thing. Those sucked! Game Gear was big, but we were able to play at 3 o'clock in the morning while our parents were asleep. We weren't allowed to play video games. We couldn't play our Game Boys then. We couldn't play our Game Boy Colors. Our Pokemon, our adventure stopped at like what? 7 o'clock when it got dark and your damn living room light wasn't bright enough because for some unknown reason and you couldn't play your damn Game Boy. Systems back in the days were good. Now they're just getting junk. People are more worried about quality of the picture and graphics over the quality of the damn system. Yeah, the PlayStation 4 can run Blu-ray, HD, TV, 1080i, 60 frames, fucking looks gorgeous on TV. I get that. But there should be no reason why I pull the system out of the box, start it, and try to download Street Fighter 5, and the system shuts off on me. There should be no need for that shit. I've never had that issue. Also, why do we have to download our damn games to the system? Why is that? What's the point? Are the games getting too big nowadays that we have to download the memory just to run it on our system? Or is it supposed to save the system? Kind of like the Xbox 360's download data feature where you download the game to your system and it helped run your hard drive better. Well, you know what? It's not working now. Xbox, you suck. Why did you go to the PlayStation route and now you're making us download our games to play them? Why? Why'd you do that? Huh? What's the point? I was just playing with competitors. Oh, and also, PlayStation 3. You used to be free online. Why is it I get PlayStation 4 and I think, oh, I get free online? No, I gotta pay $17.99 for 3 months. Yeah, that's cheaper than Xbox's $24.99, which they raised from $19.99. But still, you used to be free. You probably saw that Microsoft was making a butt-fuck ton of money charging for their online, and then you decided to do it. It's like, they don't care. See, Nintendo. Now Nintendo, I've never had an issue. Now the Wii, the only issue I remember with it was like the first releases of it. Whenever Super Smash Bros. Came out, they couldn't run Super Smash Bros. That's like the only Nintendo bug I know of. If I'm wrong, excuse me. But I'm just going off based my personal experience. But yeah, luckily I got a Nintendo Wii that could run Super Smash Bros. Brawl or Melee. I don't know, whichever one the Nintendo Wii version was. That one. That was the only issue I ever known with Nintendo. And besides Nintendo Wii U being a flop, I mean, that was a cool idea, but that remote, guys, was way too big. That thing was like this. It was huge. It made the Game Gear look small. Oh, and speaking of Nintendo, what the fuck was a Game Boy Micro? Really? You made a game that was slightly bigger than the cartridge that went in there. It looked ridiculous, and you charged the exact same amount. The best thing they ever made was Nintendo Game Boy Advance SP. That was great. I loved it. It was a little square that opened up and had your screen up here. And pretend this is it. You had your screen right here, and then you had your little pad right here with your plus sign and stuff, and then your buttons, and then your triggers. That thing was amazing, and it fit in your pockets perfectly. That thing was beautiful. It was awesome. The point of this whole rant is, I'm annoyed that my videos yesterday had to be put on hold, our latest shit, and now my series that I have going on have to be delayed because I had a fucking issue with that piece of shit right there, right beside me, wanting to break. Why? I've never had any. PlayStation 3 was big and stupid looking, but you know, at least that thing. How do you make a system next gen worse? How do you do that? Call of Duty, I have Black Ops on PS3 and PS4. Black Ops on PS4, I'm looking at it right now, looks amazing. Black Ops on PS3 was kind of ugly, but it was still good. But here's the thing, my PS3 didn't just firmware fuck up on me. Why is it that the PlayStation 4 has to? And Xbox 360. You know, you were good. I hated the Xbox original. That thing was junk. That thing was big, the remote was stupid, the remote was heavy. Then the Mad Catz came out with the controller, and that thing was kind of nice. The 360 was good. I liked the 360. I had a lot of games for it. PlayStation, you know, you're just kind of going downhill after PS2 came out. Just slowly. You're kind of redeeming yourself, the PS4 being good, but since I got one, in my personal experience that you've crashed on me twice, that's horseshit. I've never had an issue with anything else I've bought except the PS4. What happened to good old when companies put their time into a system to make it good? When PlayStation 1 released, I don't remember there being bugs. When PlayStation 2 released, I don't remember there really being any bugs. Xbox Original, I didn't really have you. I just had friends borrow it, but I'm pretty sure you're Microsoft, so you're probably full of bugs. Anything cartridge-wise, there was never an issue. I don't remember that. You know, games back then were fun. Some of my greatest childhood memories were Donkey Kong Country was the first game I beat, and that game was amazing. That game was beautiful for a Super Nintendo game. I remember laughing when I got a PlayStation 1. Hell, even a PlayStation 2, and looking at the graphics from that to Donkey Kong. Yeah, Donkey Kong, you can see the little pixels and the black lines and stuff, but that thing was fucking gorgeous for being a Super Nintendo game. Old as shit, like 94, I think. That game was beautiful. Donkey Kong has always been a beautiful game. Except Donkey Kong Country, that was kind of ugly. But then, you know, Donkey Kong Returns and all that stuff came back. It was great. Donkey Kong would probably be one of my favorite series. Oh, and Kirby. Kirby's been great, too. Kirby's been around, I think, long. No, Donkey Kong's been longer, because Donkey Kong was for the Atari. And that was ugly. But then again, you know, everything was this square fights this big square. with squares. While dodging this one's squares, she's getting shot by these squares. Everything was squares. And then, you know, it got better and everything became a square with a rectangle to make a half-ass looking octagon. Which is what Pac-Man was originally. He was an octagon with a square mouth. Now I'm just rambling on. I'm just over here rambling, blambling, talking mess, but it was just annoying yesterday having to sit here for 5 hours before I could play a game, and it just ruined my night. And basically I apologize for any content from here until when I come back from my week off not being up because PS4 decided to be an asshole and firmware crashed on me. But no, where is it? But don't worry, I got this little thingy right here that's got the damn update file. If you guys want that update file, I can send you a link to where it is. I would recommend backing that fucking file on your computer onto a flash drive, just in case you had the same issue as me and your firmware decided to crash. Because what's the point of you being online for 30 fucking minutes, just be told, oh, you gotta download this. Now I know what I'm doing, so if I have a crashed computer, I don't have to worry about that. Also, the guy told me that I can download my games to cloud. Here's another thing about that. Okay, if you know anything about data, when you copy one thing to another, it takes about damn near just as long to copy 1 gig over than when you download it. It's almost the exact same. So why the fuck am I going to copy a 10.578 gigabyte game to online storage and wait like 4 hours for that to finish? And then, from that, when my system decides to fuck up, re-download it to the system. Why am I going to do that? I'm better off just saving my save data and just re-downloading the game from the disc, which is another thing. That's retarded. I don't like this whole having to download disc thing. Hopefully next gen fixes that, because that's retarded. Why am I going to buy a disc and just have to download it to my system? I'm better off just buying it from the damn marketplace and downloading it that way. At least that way, you know, it's in my inventory saying, hey, I bought this. Instead of, you know, my disc being crashed and I can't play the game. But yeah, it's just a ramble, just a rant. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you agree on some of my points or you disagree on some of my points. Let's communicate right here. You tell me what you thought about my rant. And then if you have any of your own annoying stories to share them with me down in the comment section below. I'll gladly read them. I would love to know that I'm not the only one here who's having frustrations or hates how gaming is coming down. Because to be honest with you, I would love to hook up a freaking Nintendo 64 and play Mario Kart or something silly like that. Then hook up this big ass thing, PlayStation 4, and just have it crash on me, and then I have to redo everything again. Oh, and that was another thing, memory. So another big issue we had back when we were growing up was our memory cards messing up. Which is fine, you know, that's something, that's simple. USB drives mess up all the time just for no reason. That's understandable. I get that. But the consoles didn't mess up. I think I rambled on long enough. It's just been a rant, and I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from, and I hope you guys understand that the channel is going to be a little wonky for the next week or two, thanks to Sony being a shit system. And I'm going to get all the Sony haters hating me on this, but hey, if you listen to my story, you will understand why I'm mad at the system. I was also mad at Xbox when I got the red ring of death, and it faked it. Like, it got the red ring of death, and I was so mad. I was like, it fucking broke on me. So I disconnected it. I come back, it works, and then, you know, I never had red ring again. I don't get it. It didn't overheat, so don't even say that, because my consoles normally aren't shoved in a shelf or in a corner or something. They have at least a foot of space around them at all times to vent really well. And if they're in a shelf, I don't play them that long. Yeah, that's enough for the ranting, but yeah, like I said, let me know what you guys think about my opinion or my story. Yeah, thank you guys for listening to my rant. Thank you for understanding what's going on with the channel. But thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have been badass. If you like this video, please leave a like down below and share this video with your friends. Let everybody in the world know about my freaking struggle right now with this channel. Yeah, there's been a lot of it. If you guys have not followed my Twitter yet, my Twitter's down in the description below. And you can follow me on there, and you will see that I've been having trouble for the past 2 weeks getting the channel continue running, but it's up and running, just, you know, hiccups here and there. If you are new to my channel and have not considered subscribing yet, please do consider subscribing, because you'll be one of the badasses, and there's cake and cookies for those all around. And I will see you guys in the next bit. Bye.